The Dunning-Kruger Effect. When the less you know, the more confident you feel. Today I read about a phenomenon that's both hilarious and humbling, the Dunning-Kruger Effect, which explains why some people are absolutely sure they're right, even when they're absolutely wrong. How it all started. It began with a real story from 1995. A man in Pittsburgh rubbed lemon juice on his face, believing it would make him invisible to security cameras since lemon juice works as invisible ink. He was, of course, caught immediately. Psychologists David Dunning and Justin Kruger were so intrigued that they started studying how people evaluate their own competence. Their discovery: those who knew the least were often the most confident. The core idea. The Dunning-Kruger effect shows that incompetent people not only make mistakes, they're too incompetent to recognize those mistakes. Without enough knowledge, they can't see their own errors, so they appear more self-assured than true experts. The curve of confidence. The effect is often illustrated as a curve. The peak of Mount Stupid. This is easy. I totally get it. The valley of despair. Wait, this is actually really complicated. The plateau of enlightenment. Now I understand how much I don't know. True expertise begins where certainty fades and humility grows. Everyday examples. On social media, where everyone's suddenly an expert. At work, when someone confidently explains something they barely understand. Or when a beginner at the gym starts giving advice after one session. We've all met a Dunning-Kruger moment, and if we're honest, we've all had one too. How to avoid the trap. Acknowledge that we're all vulnerable to it. Ignorance isn't shameful. Refusing to learn is. Stay curious. The more you learn, the more you realize how much there's left to know. Be open to being wrong. Intelligence isn't about always being right, but about recognizing when you're not. A thought to close with. The Dunning-Kruger effect isn't about stupidity. It's about the illusion of knowledge. As David Dunning himself said, the greatest obstacle to knowledge is not ignorance, it's the illusion of knowledge.